Welcome back to a new food reviews with Fatty. As always, I'm your host, Fatty, aka Jay. If you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know. So, first things first, thank you for everybody who likes, subscribe, and ring the bell. I do see all the new followers, and I appreciate that, the ones that are following. Also, please do at least subscribe if you don't want to like or ring the bell. It does help out the channel greatly with the YouTube algorithm that is designed for the little guy to fail. So help me out here. Let's grow this channel, guys. Let's get her going. I'd like to see 3,000 by the end of the year. I'm at 2602 right now currently, as long as nobody unsubscribes. And I'm going to continue to make new videos at least 3 times a week, maybe more. Depending on how I'm feeling that week, I might put up more videos. I do have plenty of reviews to come. They're all over the place. I can see them here. You can't see them, but there's one here, one here, one here, one here, there. There's like 10. I just don't want to put them all out at once because I don't want to spoil all the fun. If I give you everything all up front, you're going to be bored after a while, and I'm trying to keep that boredom down. In fact, that's what I'm here for. I'm your boredom cure. And I'm going to cure your boredom today with something that is not so brand new, but it's brand new back to the location that I'm going to be doing this from. That's right. I said it. It's finger licking good. And you can find it in the hood. It's called KFC. So this is actually an old twist on the chicken sandwich. They did something slightly different with this, and they've done it before. It's not the first time that this has been introduced. I know that in the late 90s and early 2000s, they brought it in and out and in and out. They wasn't really sure if people really liked it. And apparently to fan request, or I don't know what you want to call it, KFC fan request, chicken request, chicken fan request, fan chicken request, I don't know. I know the chicken didn't request it because they don't want to be turned into chicken sandwiches, but either which way, that was the thing, is that it was basically something that they brought in a couple different times now, and now they brought it back again. So, long story short, it's the KFC barbecue chicken sandwich. It's honey barbecue is what it is. They've taken the chicken sandwich that they sell regular, they're $3.99. They dip them in barbecue sauce, and then they charge you $3 on top of the $3.99, making this a total of $6 and 62 cents total after tax. Yeah, so you pay $3 for them to dip it in barbecue sauce, honey barbecue sauce, basically, which to me personally is kind of a rip because barbecue sauce don't cost $3 when they buy it in bulk, and everybody knows that, but I'm going to let them slide for the sake of the review. So I'm going to give you a little peeky poo here. Oh, well, once I get all the barbecue sauce off my hands that already emanated from the wrapper while I'm trying to show you. So there's the barbecue sandwich. Like I said, they just take the chicken. I literally watched the lady take the chicken. She throws it in a vat of honey barbecue sauce and then pulls it back out. Now, I did catch the restaurant when they first opened. I bought this at like 10:06. The restaurant opens at 10 o'clock a.m. And this would be, if you're going to get this sandwich, I would suggest to do that because otherwise this chicken would have been sitting in the warmer for upwards of from the time they open until you get a hold of it, because they do claim that there's a chicken timer. But I used to work at a KFC, and I've seen them go way past the timer. Way past. Yeah, that was one of my first jobs, actually. They were actually considered a job that I was getting taxes taken out for when I was 15. And I kid you not, that was all it was. They were literally, the chicken would just sit there and chill until it was chilly. I lived in Ohio, so, and I know all about chili because I grew up in a town called Chili. Reference to where I'm from. Chili. Coffee. And if you really want to try to pronounce it, you can say Chillicothe, or you can say Chillicothe, because people do say Chillicothe. However, it's a Native American town, old town, and it's Chillicothe. I'm not the Native American from that area, but I'm part Native American, so I know a little bit about it. And growing up there, Chillicothe is how they pronounce it. But you can say Chillicothe, you can say Chillicothe, if that makes you feel better, because it looks like Chillicothe also. But the way that I was understood, and most people have said it in the town with our little Midwest accent, is Chillicothe. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead. Like I said, this is $6.62. I'm kind of hoping it's good because it's supposed to be fresh. Or at least as fresh as I'm going to get from KFC right when their doors open. So let's go ahead and dig in and see if the chicken sandwich is any good anymore, because I know they used to be really good. Now they're not so much, in my opinion, the last time I had one. So let's go ahead and... I will say, the pickles really don't do the sandwich justice. But I'll tell you why. I'm from the north, not the south. And nothing against the south, but this is a southern thing. We don't put... That's the difference between a northern and a southern chicken sandwich. I mean, I think it goes by preference also. But I do know in the north, they just make a chicken sandwich. In the south, they do the southern chicken sandwiches. That's what they're supposed to differentiate the north from the south sandwiches. As that the north don't put pickles on it, but the south does. In fact, up north, there's one thing that they don't really do down here. They do put pickles, but they don't put mayonnaise. Up north, they put mayonnaise, but don't put pickle. Yeah, I know. I know what you're thinking. I had to wipe my eyes. I know what you're thinking. That's some serious white people-ish. I get it. But that's actually a northern and southern thing. That's an unwritten historical thing. I don't know. I don't know why it's historic. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try it again without the pickle, because the pickle just icked it up, I think, in my personal opinion. I don't like barbecue with pickles. It doesn't make sense. The main reason I say it is because a lot of people don't know what barbecue sauce is made out of. And the people that do, and the people that don't. Pickle is already in the barbecue sauce. They use pickle brine. They use a little bit of oil, a little bit of vinegar, high fructose corn syrup, a little bit of tomato, maybe like paste or something to mix in with it, and then ketchup. That's basically, I mean, I do know that they make barbecue sauces differently. Not every barbecue sauce is equal. But I know that there are some basic barbecue sauces that are made out of those recipes in specific. But like I said, everybody makes them differently, so that's just what I know the main ingredients are in most barbecue sauces. It's the reason why they say that barbecue sauce isn't super good for you. And they're not wrong. Because when barbecue sauce is made out of high fructose corn syrup, that's just not healthy. Not really good for you. Don't look, that's one of my reviews I'm going to do. I just had to review, had to scan the area and move some things around here. Because I got plans for some stuff, but my table's only so large right here in the bottom. The barbecue sauce is freaking everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to run this gambit real quick. Go ahead and break it down. Okay. Considering I got it when it first opened, quality is pretty good. However, there are some indiscrepancies I would like to point out. It's supposed to be honey barbecue sauce. It doesn't really taste like honey barbecue sauce. It's more barbecue forward than it is honey. That's the first thing. So I'm gonna, and the chicken doesn't taste bad, but that's only because it hasn't been sitting in a warmer for a while. And that's where I'm at with that. The price, this is the price point. This is something that sticks with me. This is $6.19 for a sandwich after tax, $6.62. That's pretty steep for one chicken sandwich. I'm not usually paying nearly $7 for a chicken sandwich unless it's a premium chicken sandwich. And this, by premium, would only be considered the barbecue sauce, which is not in any way spectacular. They don't offer any cheese on this sandwich or anything like that. And then for my other video, they charged me $1.07 for some sauce. So that was a disappointment on top of everything else. Don't mind me, my nose is freaking messing with me today. Sinuses, it's that time of year. The weather's changing in Florida. It only does it twice a year, usually October and like May. That's when you start seeing the changes in the weather. Early March, but May is when you really see the weather, the actual temperature change. But March and April is basically like our spring, summer. Spring going into summer, because we just have spring going into summer, summer going into spring. That's basically all we have. We don't have the 4 seasons like everybody else. They can call it what they want. They can say it's fall right now, but it's not fall. It's still 85 degrees, 90 degrees outside. Anyhow, let's get back to it. I get sidetracked sometimes because I start talking about something and then I want to get into the subject matter. So, for value for the sandwich, it's way too steep for the price. I'm going to call that like a 3. For the visual, the picture looked a lot more darker. The barbecue sauce looked darker. The sandwich looked a little more delectable. And that's marketing, so I don't expect it to look exactly like it would. But still, I think it should look pretty close. This is pretty close. So I'll give that a 4. As for the overall, I'm going to put this at a 4. I'm just going to go 4 all across the board. It's not the best chicken sandwich I've ever had. In fact, I can tell you right now that Chick-fil-A blows this out of the water every day. And also, there's another place, I can't remember where I had it at. Well, either way, there's another place that has them really good. Burger King, they have a really good one. I know they look like a submarine sandwich, but they're still pretty good. They look like a hoagie, actually. That's what I should say, a hoagie. They're actually pretty good. And also, I mean, they got deals. If I would have went to Burger King, I could have got 2 sandwiches for $7. Rather than the $6 and nearly $7 biddy. And Burger King was right across the street. And so that's why I go 4 all across the board, is because it's not a bad sandwich, but it's not what you expect for the $7 price point at all. And it is what it is. You know, hey, I'll find out a way to make that go away. I'll still eat it. It's just not something that I would buy more than once at all. I wouldn't buy this again at all. I'm going to go ahead and set up my next review because I'm actually doing it backwards. I'm doing something slightly different so I didn't have to pay extra money. I'll tell you in the next video. Anyhow, this is Mr. Predicto. As you already know if you've been watching the show, and if you don't know, now you know this is Mr. Predicto. And I've been using Mr. Predicto for a lot of time on the show. Just because I don't have a co-host, so to speak, currently, but I plan on trying to find somebody who wants to get in on the action. Most people don't have much inhibitions in Florida. There's not many people that want to do anything, period. And so, I mean, when it comes to like this, I haven't met a lot of people that are like, I got a social media channel, or they have social media, but they don't have a YouTube channel or try to make any kind of content. So if there are any content creators out there in Pinellas Park that do food reviews, I'd love to meet up with you and talk about this, see where we can go with it. Either which way, Mr. Predicto does this. Honey barbecue chicken sandwich from KFC suck.
Ask later when the time is right.
No, Mr. Predicto. Yes or no, does this chicken sandwich suck?
It is a strong possibility.
All right, see, Mr. Predicto agrees. I like to get a yes or no from him. That's why I call him Mr. Predicto, is because he does that kind of thing. He's always...
Absolutely not. It's a no for me. No.
It's usually what he says, and it's frustrating, so I have to kind of beat it out of him. So Mr. Predict No even says that it sucks. I don't think it sucks. I think it's just subpar. Definitely not worth the premium price. If they would have knocked this down to the price point of $4, that would have been acceptable. Because their regular chicken sandwich is $3.99. Make it like $4.29. That way you're charging the 29 or 30 cents extra for the barbecue sauce. But otherwise, and you're still making money back. But that's never good enough for these franchise owners. By the way, it is a franchise owner. Because you can always tell because it always says brand on the little building certificate that they have in there. It'll be like a certificate and it'll say ... brand. That means they're a franchise and they're charging you more than what the food is really worth. Like KFC isn't already doing that to begin with because it's called capitalism. So there I am with that one. We're going to go ahead and call it a day because I got to be honest. I got KFC fatigue and I got to do another video. So I'm going to go ahead and rip the next video. Be on the lookout. The next one's coming. The next one's going to be a little different. It's still a sandwich, but it's a little different sandwich. So, and when I say little, I mean chicken little. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. Wait, give me a second. I got to do something because I just noticed I was having some technical difficulties here. Some technical differences. There we go. Just going to save that right there just in case I ever need them. Got some little wet wipes for the hands, wet naps. Either which way, I'm calling it a day because I got serious chicken fatigue right now. So it is a day. Food reviews with Fatty out.